CPI data report now available for August 2024, showing us where inflation is hitting us hard the most and where it's not. This is brought to you by Yahoo Finance. I have no affiliation with them. But here's the source from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So what's the most expensive? See, the top 3 most expensive right now is auto insurance. We all feel that. 16.5%. 12-month change. That really hurts. And it's really annoying. Rent, 5%. No matter what, rent always goes up. And it's frustrating. I understand people want home ownership so you don't have to deal with the increase in rent all the time. But rent sucks. Especially when it keeps outpacing your wages, right? Outpaces your salary. And then housing, 4.4%. Oh, you want to be a homeowner? Good luck, right? Frustrating. Super expensive. Now, where it's not expensive, where there has been actual deflation, where the prices have gone down, used vehicles, surprisingly. Remember that time when used vehicles, like the prices shot up, especially during COVID? Now we're having a return to normalcy with it. It's going down significantly. Gas prices, second, 10.3% down last fall. Well, of course it's election season, right? Of course it's going to be down. Government has to just tap into the fuel reserves to offset some of the costs and be like, hey, look, you see, gas prices were up. Now we got them down. Vote for us. It's like, mother effers, they went up during your time in office. You should have kept it down. That's something worth bragging about. We kept gas prices down. And third comes into rental cars, negative 8.4%. I guess people are vacationing less. Going out, renting a car, wherever they fly into. It's interesting because I'm actually flying out at the end of this month to Utah. Salt Lake City. I noticed it cost me, $35, maybe $40 a night with a rental car? That's way cheaper than taking Ubers all day long. Now, one thing that bothers me the most is the overall inflation right in the middle. 2.5%. We're still not at the 2% mark. But I don't know why we have this obsession with 2%. It should be 2% in the last decade, maybe the last 25 years average. Because we've experienced 9%, 8%, 7%, 6%, 5%, 4%, 3% inflation for a while now. That's been well above average of 2%. And they want disflation, which brings it down to 2%, but prices are still high, just not going high faster than what we've experienced. We could use a moment of some deflation where prices drop for a change. Like everything here, from school books and supplies and below, those are experiencing deflation. Prices are going lower. They're not stale or maybe increasing slightly over time. No, they're literally getting cheaper. Keep in mind, I'm just an average guy on YouTube, right? I'm just like you, average person trying to make sense of all this. I just feel in my bank account when I pay my bills, when I go out, I go, holy goodness, how much was that? I personally believe, and feel free to criticize this thought, that we need either some deflation, and I'd say we could experience just some deflation of negative 1% for a little bit. Something to offset the past 5 years. We're not offsetting if we're just going to go to 2%. Everything's still expensive. Oh, the rate that it's going up is slowing down. It's still expensive. So many people can't afford most of this stuff anymore. Now, if they want deflation, where the rate of the prices go up slower than what we experience, then I would say at least 0.1%, no more than 1% in that area. And let us experience that for a few years so we can catch up with our wages, catch up with getting paid more. Our salaries mean something when we have our yearly increase in our pay. I want to go over things that really matter. That's above 0%. Let's go with that. Now, clothing, Not necessary. Pets and products. Yeah, I mean, for our pets, right? At 0.7%, it's increasing over time. Slowly, it'd be nice to see those prices go down. Groceries is very important for everyone. Poor people too, hard working class, middle class. We feel it at 0.9% the last 12 months. But keep in mind, that's just the last 12 months. It's different from the last 4 years. Last 4 years is a different number, right? It's way more than that. College tuition, recreation, hotel rooms, alcohol, prescription drugs. That's very important for a lot of people. A lot of people need prescription drugs to live. And it's at 2%. It goes up 2% year over year, which is still frustrating. Prices of your drugs and medication keeps going up. Over time, you feel that 2%. You really do. Household energy, 2.6%. Keep in mind, again, 1 year. But the last 4 years, it's way more than that. And it hurts. It's frustrating. That's your bills. It's expensive. I don't know what personal care falls into. When I think personal care, I'm thinking like massages, facials, lotions, certain products like that. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to say something in the comments about that. But medical care, 3% year over year, that needs to go down. Medical care is already way too expensive. We already pay so much money into insurance. We pay too much money into Social Security and Medicaid, Medicare, right? And now, if we have insurance, if you have medical insurance and you have an emergency and you go to the hospital for whatever reason, you still have to pay a lot of money. And it's frustrating. Okay, education, earnings. Earnings up 3.8%. I'm curious of who got 3.8% this time around. If you got less, let me know. 3.8%, that's a significant... People feel that. People feel that in your paycheck, that you have a significant increase. But if that's true, that's good. It helps offset some of these costs, but again, earnings is below restaurant meals, housing, rent, auto insurance. So it felt like you're still lagging behind on things that you need. Not so much restaurant meals, but housing, rent, and auto insurance, of course. What good is that 3.8% if housing is more than that? If rent is more than that? Auto insurance is way more than that. I know you guys are thinking, who should we blame? It's easy to say politicians. So many people get tribal. Blame the Democrats. Blame the Republicans. Blame the liberals. Blame the conservatives. They do have some impact, but it's just part of the whole picture. The biggest piece of the picture is the Federal Reserve. They control interest rates. They print the money. Inflation is when the monetary system continues to be printed and inflated. And they continue to print more money because the government needs it, right? To fund everything. And we have this continuous debt of, what is it now? $31 trillion? Like, holy goodness. The deficit's out there. I think it's at $6 trillion. I forgot. I'm like losing track because it's just like every day it's just another astronomical number that I can barely fathom. Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates. I don't know if they're going to do 0.25 or 0.5, but they did not hit their mark of overall inflation at 2%. And I worry that when they cut interest rates, everything here is going to shift to the right and be more expensive. Yes, cutting interest rates is going to boost the economy. But when we boosted the economy, we got inflation. Everyone's worried that if you're going to do this, you're going to boost inflation again. That's harder than earning money because we're back at this rat race where my earnings are lower than my housing, rent, and auto insurance. Maybe I missed something, and the Federal Reserve has a good plan for the future to keep inflation down while they bring on quantitative easing, which is printing money. But what do I know? I'm just a random dude on YouTube. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. It's not my background. I'm just another dude trying to figure this out, understand this, concerned about the future, but like, dude, is this really what's happening? It's already hard enough to save money and get by. Ask any average person out there. But that's the end of this video. If you made it this far, I believe I deserve a subscribe. Hit the like button, share, and please comment below. I do read them. And until next time, bye.